So how do I prove it? This looks like a lovely space, doesn't it? Wasteland. Lovely. A dry, barren wasteland, like something out of a war zone. You're not sure if it's based upon a real place or carefully designed to create the right mood.
Better be careful what I touch. Anything could be a carrier for malware in here.
Yeah, it doesn't particularly look like a nice place.
Hi, guy.
Hey there. Hello. She wasn't talking to you.
Hello. So I have to I have to prove that I'm not a cell agent. But how do I do that? Maybe I need to connect to something else? There we go.
I can feel the net on the other side.
I know, so close, right? We can connect to the cell now, I think. At least the screen interface. What do we have in here? Connection to info wall.
Ahlan wa salam.
Hi? I'm looking for the internet. Are you tapping the line as well?
Indeed I am, except we appear to be doing it from opposite directions.
That kind of looks like my apartment entrance. Who are you?
You're a hacker.
That sounds so crude.
The sort who prefers to be called an adventurer?
I'm merely a concerned citizen. You can call me Jinsel.
I'm Mandela.
Are you attacking the cell headquarters? Man, everyone's trying to break through their system.
This looks a lot like the kind of place I used to live.
It ought to. It was right above your own. In fact, we're trying to reconstruct the data from moments before the blast.
You know where I live?
We wouldn't be taking our responsibilities seriously if we didn't. We also know that it appears you've been targeted deliberately. These are shots we've been able to recover of the man who planted the bomb.
That's the guy I spoke to.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the cell agent who interviewed me. He left like an hour ago.
Oh dear. This is not good for Mr. Regis.
Why do you think it was me they were aiming for?
We hear things. We're also aware that prior to the blast, you were trapped.
Yeah, someone cut my connection and locked the door.
It would appear that you were being kept in place until the bomb was planted.
They probably could have just done it. I'd have been in trance for hours.
They had to be certain. But now that you've escaped, it appears that your life is still at risk.
They seem like good guys.
Why would a cell agent be trying to kill me?
Often, Central's plots are unclear. This, however, is too direct and destructive for how Cell works.
You think it's personal then?
In any case, he knows where you are and that you survived.
He's also got me trapped in one place again.
Then it's imperative that we help you to escape. Our agent may be able to help you with that. He is close at hand.
But you're catching the wrong man, even though we did plant the bomb technically, but we didn't do it willingly. Well, we kind of agreed to it, but whatever. Babies.
Wait, the guy in the cell with me? Blonde pseudo-leather jacket, got the shakes?
That would be Guy, yes. He's acting as one of our relays within Cell.
You think he can help me get out?
We work within our own specialties, and his is Cell. If anyone were able to furnish a means for you to escape, it would be him.
He's a bit tied up at the moment, isn't he?
Looks like a partially built sim.
Indeed, we're using a number of different sources to reconstruct a scene. Cameras, chromatographs, even the charge variances and wiring.
So why are you hooked up to Cell? No offense, but you'd have to be crazy to hack Central.
Fortunately, Central is indisposed. An initial attack appears to have crippled it.
So lots of opportunists are trying their luck while the security's weak.
Precisely. I was assembling this sim at the same time, when you joined it through an outbound port.
Who do you run with? Collective? A nun?
We're a circle of truth seekers and underground journalists. We go by Jahilia.
Never heard of it. What's it mean?
Well, who controls the media today?
Chishiki? They're the biggest.
Exactly. Chishiki, whose name means knowledge. Except in this knowledge, there's nothing but trivia and lies. So where will people find the truth?
Underground, on the internet.
On the internet?
No, that's not quite it.
Damn it, I thought I had it.
Ignorance. It's meant to be ironic.
Oh, I see. Even though you are on the internet, trance, that sort of thing, right?
I suppose. Anyhow, that's beside the point.
I'd better disconnect and see if your guy can help me get out.
Bit Tafik, I've sent you the location to find us at. I'll be here should you require any further assistance in your escape.
You okay? I guess I have to visit you guys now. I can do stuff here, though. The mysterious figure moves back and forth through the simulation, piecing data together. Jinsil.
I've got a question.
Yes.
I've got multiple questions.
You're occupying this terminal's internet port. Mind if I connect to the trance through you?
I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, come on, man. I'll only be a few Gbps. I haven't been on in, like, hours.
I can assure you, the trance won't be going anywhere without you.
I need my fix, man. I need my trance fix.
What's Guy's job, then?
He's a good friend of our cause, works as a relay. We keep a connection open to him, and he finds a way to get as physically close as possible to secure systems.
He looks like he could do with your help.
His link was lost several hours ago.
The Trojan psychophage she's infected with.
He has used some risky tactics for getting inside Cell before. While successful, it appears that his work may have overcome him.
Yeah, his mind is pretty much broken. He's gonna become, a loyal supporter of Han.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. We've never seen anyone quite so devastatingly successful. A multi-vector heuristic denial of service attack against Central's inner systems.
But for that, you'd need thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of systems well prepared, working in synchronicity. Or access to its innermost workings. It's almost too good to be true, all of Central down at a moment's notice.
How's the city still running?
They'll have auxiliary mechanisms in place. Newton's autonomic nervous system to Central's higher brain functions.
But with Central settling down, Cell's security system was weaker than ever.
Precisely. An opportunity that Jahilia couldn't pass up.
Come on, I need to get back in there!
I'm sorry, I have to keep this port open for our data miners. Plus, it may not be safe for you.
They've already got me in here. What's the worst that can happen?
Think it through. If whoever has been targeting you notices you've come back online...
They'd realize I was still alive.
And exactly where you are. I'm sorry, but until we find out exactly who they are and what they want, you're going to have to remain out of the trance.
You might have to remain out of the trance for good, girlie. Because this organization that Baxter's working with seems pretty huge. So they're gonna find you.
What's your beef with Cell anyway? It must be something pretty big to go after one of the most secure systems in the world.
In an organization like ours, the word secure raises red flags. The mere fact that Cell is so opaque tells us they've something they feel worth hiding.
I've never had any problems with them. They seem to do all right running the city.
As long as you remain within your ever-flexible world of the trance, certainly. You may, however, miss that which happens in the tangle of the real that Central controls. And today there was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
The Cell is alright, except when the cops of Cell are being blackmailed into bombing you, pretty much.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. It's all... They'll have new...
I read Yashiki sometimes. What's wrong with them?
That depends. If you want the banal and the trivial, they're absolutely fine. By having a stranglehold on the world's media industry, they are capable of controlling what the majority of the population are aware of.
Are they lying to us?
No, merely deceiving.
Huh?
What they want people to know, they'll report wholly, truthfully, and factually. This is how they've established their credibility. If they or their allies wish something to be suppressed, they have thousands of hackers on staff to destroy systems that pose a threat.
You're kidding.
Not at all. They lead the world in private sector espionage through a number of subsidiaries. As far as Jahilia are concerned, the things most worth knowing are those that others wish hidden. That is why we work against Chishiki, to ensure that the world knows the whole truth.
So big organization is hiding horrible, horrible truths, and journalists want to reveal it. An age-old tale.
This apartment looks almost exactly like mine. Well, except for all the data artifacts. And it's cleaner.
Not surprising, since it was right above yours.
Are you sure that agent wasn't targeting this apartment?
Unlikely. The occupant was away long-term. Together with trapping you within your apartment and outside of the trance.
Yeah, I thought so. Just hoped it might be someone else they were after. Then I could get back to my trance. Mac's going to help me get out, but what then? I can't exactly go home anymore.
We have much to discuss, and that would be better done at a secure site. There are a number of terminal nodes we use as drop points. One of those will suffice. But remember, do not access the trance on the net until we confirm it's safe.
So tempting, need my fix.
Any idea why they're after me?
Have you been hacking anyone you shouldn't have?
Nobody who tried to kill me anyway. Could it be related to Cell? It was an agent who planted the bomb.
Not directly. If it was, they'd have finished you rather than keeping you prisoner. I have some theories as to what's going on, but we'll know more for certain later.
Once you've had a chance to pull data out from Central while it's down.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Off one.
You should really talk to Dr. Regis and get the full story, but yeah. I wonder, there's no motive to kill her. I can't figure it out. It's probably going to be revealed at the end of the game in a big dramatic action sequence. Probably.
No doubt about it. This is the one who spoke to me. No doubt about it.
I wonder why I should trust these guys. It might be, you know, the rebel fighting for the rebel cause, but yeah, I don't know if I should trust them fully either. Let's go back to the Han guy. Hey, buddy. Still stuck in the wall?
Hi, guy.
Hey there. Hello. She wasn't talking to you.
Jinsil told me to see you.
Gentle says hi.
Oh, does she? Tell her she owes me double for this one. I lost touch with her hours ago.
She says you know a way out of here?
Well, sure. It's even easier when Central's down. Of course, I'm gonna need something from you.
Here it comes. What do you need?
Fine. What is it you want?
I need an edge to help me get rid of the chatterbox. For that, I need epinephrine. See if you can get them to bring any in.
And if they don't?
You look clever. You can probably find a way to make it.
Substance abuse is the curse of the working classes.
Epinephrine? Isn't that like a component of drugs?
Why do you want this stuff?
The people here don't exactly know what they're doing. Cell's treatment might work, or I might walk out of here and straight to Greater Han. The epinephrine will give me enough of a boost to make sure it's me who wins the battle.
We must persevere in the great revolutionary struggle.
Plus, it's the kind of thing that most chemical synthesizers can make.
Wait, like a food machine?
Probably.
So do you want some protein surprise?
Why do you want...
The people here don't
We must...
Plus,
Wait,
probably.
don't go anywhere.
Ha, you're funny.
It's the mole file representing epinephrine.
I got the file. Let's see if I can make the grub. So he basically needs a chemical boost. The mole file representing the 4.5 beta trihydroxy N-metaphenephrine or epinephrine. I can never pronounce chemical names. While there isn't anything you can do with it yourself, there might be another system that is compatible. Maybe the food thing. I see that police officer is never coming back. He just abandoned me.
I can't just upload it onto the machine. I can't make a connection with it. I need to get inside it to get to its memory.
I need to get inside it.
It won't bring up the menu.
It can't connect with this, unfortunately.
Either it's got some pretty tough shield from the look of it. I'd say the second one.
Huh, so how do I connect to the food machine? It isn't compatible with the wetware. You are unable to form a connection. But how?
It's not compatible with... You want this?
Well, he does want that, but he's busy twitching.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
Now you decide to show up.
Sorry about messing up the room.
Charlie's not gonna be happy, but I've seen worse. At least it's not hard to clean, all this concrete.
You've seen worse. I imagine people threw poop at the camera, probably, and everywhere. They filled the whole room with poop.
The guy in the bed? I know what's wrong with him. He's contracted a human resources Trojan.
How would you know this? Have you been trancing with him? Because then we might have to quarantine you as well.
No, I had a friend come down with it.
Okay, then. I can get something to help. Unfortunately, I can only try to stabilize him for now. We have to wait for a specialist before we can try anything stronger.
How about giving him some drugs?
A utility drone. It probably carries things around the building. Looks like it's full of medical stuff.
Scalpel and...
Hey, what are you doing to that drone?
Nothing.
I was just checking out the hardware. It's quite some gear you guys have.
Yeah,
I've
sweet
done
gear.
all I can for the moment. Let me know if he gets any worse, okay?
He's still kind of twitching. Man, these police officers, they're really, really bad at their job. Epinephrine injector. So I'm gonna administer the drug. It's a hypodermic injector gun. Doesn't look like it's loaded with anything. It just needs to be loaded with drugs. And a scalpel.
Wow, this is some really old hardware. It's going to need some upgrading if I want to make it produce anything complex.
So what exactly do you have in mind?
Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex.
Like what?
A standard 1 terabyte memory block. This was apparently the only recipe available to Cell's food machine.
Protein surprise. Yummy every time.
The wetware won't form a connection with it.
What about this? Not compatible. Okay. Can I load the epinephrine recipe on this? Lovely.
A standard 1 terabyte memory block. It's the mol file representing epinephrine.
So I can make it now.
Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex.
Where am I gonna find a bigger lens?
This must be where people...
Why did you... Oh, I thought she threw away the scalpel, but she didn't. That's good. Don't I have enough to make this?
I hope it understands its new orders.
I hope so too.
I've already removed what I...
Can I get the epinephrine now?
Unless it's a component, I don't think it wants anything in there.
Make it work, god damn it.
I can't just put it back. I haven't done anything to it yet. The optics aren't sensitive enough to construct molecules like that.
Okay, so that's why I need to get a bigger lens. I have nothing that would qualify as a bigger lens. Well, the only superior lens I can think of is in the camera.
Doing my bit to fight the power. He probably can't see through that.
Nope. I can only pull the tape. Can I pull it some more? Yes! Maybe a bit more? Now I can reach it. How do I get in there, though?
I can reach it, but I'm going to need something to get it open with.
I have a scalpel? Would that help?
This might be useful.
High-grade lens. Exactly what I needed.
I've upgraded the optical component with the camera's super-powered lens.
Okay. Apparently everything fits with everything. Or you're hiding a welding machine in your pants. Okay, let's do this. Let's get the drugs.
There. It should be a lot more sensitive with that now.
You're kind
Let's
of
see
clever.
what it can do now. It didn't sound like the machine enjoyed that. At least it managed to make me a cartridge of epinephrine.
Wow, it's so easy to make drugs.
The cartridge is mounted in the ejector.
Okay, buddy. Time to get a wake-up call.
Now let's see if he holds up his end of the bargain.
Oh, I have to... he still doesn't wake up, though. He's gone. the other guy.
Feeling better?
A whole lot, thanks. I managed to get rid of the knockoff. Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do now?
From here? Not much, but I could give you some options.
I need more than helpful suggestions.
I've got control of one of the utility drones. They use them for moving kit around the building.
I might be able to escape if I was better equipped.
Atta girl. I've sent you the link to the drone. She'll be in your hub.
Lovely. Now I can control a little robot. Buddy.
You sure you...
Yeah, now that Chatty Cathy's out of the way, I'll work on getting myself out of this sim next. You work on leaving Cell, and give Jinsel my regards.
I will. Take care, buddy.
Guy wasn't kidding. It's access to Cell's secure drone control.
I'm a little drone now. That's so cute. Aww. It's precious. I'm gonna steal all the shit. I've got cutting laser, so I definitely need that. Hand x-ray. I don't think I need anything else except the laser. Don't mind me. I'm just an innocent little drone. Hey, dude. He suspects nothing. There we go. That was fun. Okay, little buddy. Come here. Stop it.
Please do not interrupt active drone.
You won't sit still long enough to get it open.
I think it's time to end, little buddy.
That doesn't need surgery.
I think it needs surgery. How do I make it stop?
I may be good, but even I can't breach it quickly enough. That officer would see me. I may be good. That officer... Come on, shoo!
Warning, power contact lost.
No.
This might be useful.
So apparently it doesn't like these surfaces. Okay, I think I can get out now. I just have to put the table back in place. Almost there. No, that's not what I asked you to do.
I think it looks...
Get down, girl. You know, it's pretty funny that Sergeant Quince doesn't hear any of the ruckus that's going on in this place. And we are out of here. What loud noise? There's nothing unusual happening in this room. Germination. 8 hours later.
Dr. Lau, you have a visitor.
Oh,
Good evening, Dr. Lau.
Good
hello.
evening.
And you are... Surely you recognize him.
Should I?
Oh, Dr. Vargas, you're the Central Operations Coordinator.
Quite so, young lady.
I apologize for the mess, sir. If I'd known we were going to have such important visitors.
That's quite all right, Dr. Lau.
What brings you from the Fulcrum Tower, sir?
A most grave matter, I'm afraid. One I believe you specifically to be most suited to handle.
Shall I, Father?
Please do, Galadea.
Central, I believe the audio EM capture system in this room to be faulty. Please run a deep diagnostic on the system.
Certainly, Miss Vargas. Beginning scan.
We have perhaps 2 minutes until the diagnostic cycle is complete.
Dr. Lau, have you heard of a gentleman by the name of Baxter?
I have indeed.
Dr. Adam Baxter, convicted murderer?
And a brilliant engineer in his time.
Yes, I've heard of him. My partner had a history with him. His parole hearing and eventual release really got to Dr. Regis.
Quite so, poor Viksha. I don't think Charlie ever got over it. And unfortunately, it appears that he's taking things into his own hands.
You know Regis personally? What happened to Regis?
You have a connection to Regis as well?
Quite so. He worked for me in a research team, as did Baxter in the same project.
And Viksha Regis.
Precisely. We lost half of the team in one fell swoop that day.
Dr. Lau, when did you last see Dr. Regis?
Last night, before Central went into siege mode. Why? What's happened?
This morning, Dr. Baxter was found dead in his workplace.
Oh no. Oh, Charlie, no.
I share your concern, Dr. Lau.
Central believes Dr. Regis to be the most likely suspect. He would have known that Central would be unable to provide oversight during the siege.
And he had no shortage of motive, as I'm sure you'd agree.
What do you want me to do? How did you cut Central's feet in here? Well, they asked for a deep diagnosis, so it probably drained all the resources.
It just doesn't sound like him, though. He had other outlets, like his garden.
I don't fully agree with Central's assessment either. That is why I'm activating you on this case.
You want me to investigate Baxter's murder with my partner as the prime suspect? Isn't that a pretty serious conflict of interest?
It is within my prerogative to select agents I feel appropriate for casework, if necessary. Using it to aid an old friend, a good man, like Charlie Regis, I think that's worthwhile.
Remember that your primary responsibilities are to the law and to this city.
You're the controller of Central Operations. Why would you need to cut the camera feed with a trick like that?
I apologize, but for the sake of city security...
Yeah, can't tell me. Classified, ultraviolet A, etc.
I'm glad you understand.
I might understand, but I'm not happy about it.
Noted, Dr. Lau.
I think I've heard enough.
That's good to hear. I'll have Galatea email the case data to you. If I can be of any further help, don't hesitate to drop by my office.
At the top of the Fulcrum Tower. Make an appointment beforehand.
Diagnostic cycle of monitoring systems complete. No wetware or firmware anomalies detected. However, please ask Dr. Regis to stop obstructing the lens assembly.
I wish you luck with your work, Dr. Lau. For Regis's sake.
So we're playing as Lao now. That's pretty cool. Techno chick. Go. But yeah, the Central is quite right in thinking that Dr. Regis murdered Baxter because he had sufficient motive for it, but I don't believe he did it. Aha! She has a very, very tidy desktop. I like that. So this is where we can make calls. Okay, this is the case file and the mail. From Vargas Galatea. Were those the people that just spoke to us? I can't remember. I'm really bad with names. Dr. Lau, as authorized by City Systems Administrator Dr. Eduardo Vargas, please find access to the investigation's case file as enclosed. If you wish to discuss the case in person with the administrator, please make an appointment beforehand. Ooh, an attachment. I hope it's not a virus. Baxed.
Ow! Hey, what was that?
Ooh, so something got into our psyche. But we got the case file, okay? Regis, Max Lau. Was this... What did he send us? He just sent us our name. Okay, Regis. Dr. Lau, thank you for the summary of the so-called mindjacking investigations. It's evident that some of Dr. Regis's talent in investigation has found its way into your work. But please be aware that you need not also emulate his less helpful behavioral patterns. Okay, Mrs. Computer, I'll keep that in mind. Lau Edward. Max, it doesn't matter what Mom said. I don't really understand why you did it either, but I'm not gonna judge you. I miss you. And they won't admit it, but Mom and Dad too. Please come here, Max. That city, that life, it'll change you. Eddie. So this is either her brother or husband, but I'm leaning towards brother. Please come home. Okay, so she's probably been away from home for quite a while. Case file. Homicide, breaking and entering, abuse of public office. Dr. Adam Baxter, okay, was found dead by co-workers at the Vickerman Tatsumoto Telepresence Laboratory in the Northeast Network. Cell has been contacted. Okay. Victims, Baxter, Dr. Adam. Former organic computer researchers for City of Newton, recently paroled. Suspect, Dr. Regis. Victim of murder by... Oh, so his wife was killed by Adam Baxter. Was detected entering laboratories on 10th of July. Well, we got a mail on the 10th of July from Dr. Regis with just our name in it. Suspect has been unreachable and has historically demonstrated a high anti-civil behavior index. With such a strong motive, his apprehension for questioning is a priority. Alrighty. Okay. So we have stuff to do. I don't think I can call him, can I? I don't think he's gonna pick up.
No answer.
Yeah, kinda expected it.
Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her. Then she's all mine.
Oh, so you're getting a pretty expensive robot made. Nice. Dr. Regis's desk.
Sorry, Regis.
You got a photo. Okay.
A physical photograph. The team. February 2067.
Oh. The team. Nina, Adam, Eduardo, Gwen, Vicky, and Charlie. I imagine Adam is the one that got crossed out.
Regis is probably the only person I know who'd want his picture on paper. I guess defacing a digital one just isn't the same.
It really isn't the same.
The desk terminals don't have enough bandwidth, so I made a few modifications. All strictly professional, of course.
Of course. You go, girl. You get those resources. Anything else that I need in here? Doesn't seem like it. As if hinting to you, Central has swapped out the data on the Mindjacker case for information on the Baxter murder. Alright? I don't care right now. Oh, straight to car. Fulcrum Tower, crime scene, cell HQ. Well, I think we have to go to the crime scene, but I'll just check this here and see what it is. Oh, it's you guys.
Dr. Lau, so good to see you again, my dear.
Yeah, back so soon. A classically styled painting, Pygmalion by Simon Denver. Alright. Nice view.
Wow, what a view.
I know, right?
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day.
Mombasa.
I'm glad I had my fear of heights turned off.
So you can turn that off? Man, the future is amazing.
You should have made an appointment.
How do I make an appointment?
Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Certainly, my dear. Anything I can do to help.
Well, he doesn't think I need an appointment. What's your problem, Galatea? Or Galatea? Whatever your name is.
What would you describe your role here as, Dr. Vargas?
This is publicly available information, Dr. Lau.
Now, Galatea, it is a reasonable question. For the past 18 years, I've held the role of controller of centralized government. I ensure that Central, our city governance CI, is functioning within parameters.
What would you say your political function within the city is?
None at all. The elected council formulates city policy. It is merely Central's role to execute this and ensure the day-to-day well-being of the city.
And it is Dr. Vargas's role to maintain Central's operations. Surely you're already aware of this, Dr. Lau.
Just wanted to get it from the source.
Sometimes our desire to remain outside the political spectrum has led to rumors. We are not, however, the secret puppet masters behind the government of Newton.
I shouldn't count you as my boss, then.
Dr. Lau.
Heavens no, my dear. If anything, we are equals on an administrative footing. Central acts as director for both of our operations, though.
How long have you known Dr. Regis?
Since 2067. He joined a research project of mine. He was a good man then, very principled.
And now?
I have no doubt goodness remains. Though since joining CEL, I feel that he expresses this solely through his work.
Do you know about his garden on Tier 42 of this building?
Ah, yes. I've been there myself a couple of times. Though I hope we can keep that between us, Dr. Lau.
What did you think of it?
It is certainly an interesting way of coping with grief. Though that it has lasted so long is perhaps cause for concern.
Well, he still has his unborn children. I mean, it's not that bad. Oh wait, a guy is destroying his unborn children. Yeah, he's got it tough, man.
What can you tell me about this incident?
Currently not a great deal, hence why you have been tasked with this investigation. Dr. Baxter has been found murdered in his workplace, and Dr. Regis was caught entering and leaving the facility by their security infrastructure.
How about a background to the case? A history?
Baxter has been responsible for the murder of Viksha Regis.
Charles Regis's wife.
He was caught and convicted, and until recently had been serving a sentence for the crime.
I'm aware of this so far, yes.
He had recently been paroled with the Vickerman Corporation as his sponsor. I can only imagine Regis's feelings on the matter.
Violent, no doubt.
But I knew Charlie Regis, and I know what kind of man he was. Justice is his motivator, but with his background out in the hot zones.
You worry that this might have been his idea of justice?
Precisely. That, my dear, is why I need you to investigate this case before Central jumps to any conclusions to the matter.
I think Central's already jumped to the logical conclusions. I mean, he went there to murder. The evidence is really against him, you know? But I don't know if he was set up or anything. It's really hard to disprove it.
You mentioned Regis's wife, Viksha.
Ah, yes. Vicky. She was a student of mine in the 50s in Buenos Aires. She spent several years working for the UN in hot zones around the world. When she had finished, she was the natural choice for the project I was just commencing.
He never really spoke about her.
They were very much in love. It pains me greatly to see a man so afflicted by a loss.
She was a gengineer as well?
Yes and no. She specialized in organic computing, a field perhaps more closely aligned to your own.
Though Regis has an obvious motive, can you think of anyone else who might have a reason to do this?
I shall be honest. Dr. Baxter was not an easy man to work with. There were many who disliked him in his time, though none I knew could call him his enemy.
You mentioned a project that Viksha was recruited for.
I'm afraid that's classified.
Galatea, how can we help if we block every question? It was a project that utilized the expertise of both Viksha and Charles. Essentially, we were studying organic interfacing and large-scale computing.
Large scale, as in city coordination intelligences, like Central?
On this matter, I can answer no further.
What was your opinion of Dr. Baxter?
As a scientist 20 years ago, he was peerless in his field.
But as a human being?
He did not take refusal well. This apparently is what led to his breakdown.
And the murder that followed that.
Precisely. I have not spoken to him personally since the trial, however. I'm afraid I couldn't enlighten you about his recent state of mind.
Maybe you can tell me about the murder.
Dr. Vargas, I really need to ask. In my office, why did you cut Central's feed?
That's classified, Dr. Lau.
I'm afraid I cannot give you a complete answer on that subject. But a number of factors regarding yesterday's network attack have raised concerns. Not least the timing. It may be that Central's administration has been compromised.
You believe it's linked to Baxter's murder?
What makes you say that?
You cut the camera when talking to me about it. You were concerned that whoever may have compromised Central would find out what we were discussing.
Ha! Well, I have no fear of the quality of Cell's investigative staff now.
I learned from the best.
And it was kind of obvious. Come on. I mean, you cut the feed just so we could talk in private about Baxter's case.
I'm certainly aware of your role in the city, Dr. Vargas. But who is your lovely assistant?
Of course, you haven't been properly introduced. This is my daughter, Galatea. She fills the role of my administrative support.
I'm being groomed for succession, apparently.
Oh, don't put it like that. You make it sound so dynastic. That certainly is not what we wish to represent.
I kind of like Galatea in the sense that she's all business, and I respect her for it. She's just doing her job really well.
It's a fantastic view from up here.
Isn't it? That's why I choose to work from up here.
The only part higher in Fulcrum Tower is Central's operating center.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day.
You said that before when talking to the window.
What was your field before going into politics?
I was a computer scientist and a lecturer at Buenos Aires. In the 60s, the government of Newton was looking for research administrators. It eventually transpired that this role in itself was a kind of test.
The city council was looking for suitable individuals to manage Newton's new CI.
Central?
Yes and no. It was what eventually became Central.
Dr. Vargas, have you heard of mindjacking?
Excuse me?
I'm afraid I have not, Dr. Lau. What is it?
It's the case Regis and I were working on lately. A number of individuals had their brains flash-wiped by a destructive copying technique.
That sounds most appalling, Dr. Lau. Does it pertain to this case?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It might give someone a reason to frame Regis, though. Especially if they thought that we were getting too close.
So, perhaps Regis is a victim of attempted character assassination. To use Baxter as a means of doing so would be drastic.
Well, these people are kind of drastic, so I don't think they care who they sacrifice, do they?
Why don't you believe that Dr. Regis is responsible for Baxter's death?
I cannot say for certain that he is not, Dr. Lau. I simply hold on to the hope that he is not.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I can do to help.
You've been very lovely, you and your daughter. Even though she's kind of, cold on the outside, I'm sure she has to be. So, we're probably gonna come back to this location later when we have more info on the case, but let's go to the crime scene and see what's up with that. And the Mindjacker case and Baxter's case are definitely connected, come on. I do believe that Regis was framed in some way.